What is up, everybody? Let me just post something on Instagram real quick. Do this, hit a button, boom, people can come join. And you can join on Twitch too. So we'll see how this goes. I am trying to multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, which looks like it should be working. So that's fun. See if anybody comes in from Twitch randomly, which would be cool. But anyway, today we are making a Tahaad Pettiford, I think that's how you pronounce his name, sports card. I have, if you've been following me, I am creating my own trading card business, and I'm trying to get some college people on board because I think that might be easier to get them on board to get this first thing going off, getting it off the ground. What's up, Rhett? So I don't have anything really prepared other than a couple photos I cut out. Figure we do everything here on stream. So let me pull up these random images I saved somewhere. There we go. So I have two images on here. The issue with two images is, what's up, Chris? BJDL BDMBA Esquire. That's right. I need to take the bar exam. So I have these two images. I'll put these here, hide this. So I've got an image so we can have kind of in the front. This is kind of a fun image. This one in the back, which is randomly zooming in. He's got like a goofy face, but he's doing something which is fun. The issue with using two photos over just one is basically paying for the images, but it's a concept, so it doesn't really matter. Also, I theoretically would want it to be unlicensed, so I shouldn't use their logos, but we're going to. Because I think I can get approved to do it. So if you didn't know, one thing that is cool for a lot of schools, and the cool schools do this, is if you go to their website, this hopefully is just an SVG file you can just drag to your desktop or to your Finder, and then you can drag it in, and then boom, here's a vector version of their logo. So we've got that ready to go, so that's good. I don't know if they have any other logos that they use. And sorry, my older brother has a monthly subscription to like Sora or something, and he just sends me the most ridiculous stuff. Like this, and then I guess one of his friends came up with Real Hose Water LLC. I don't know what he's doing. This is the kind of stuff my older brother sends me. But I think we want to include, here's the thing, I want to include War Eagle on this graphic, but War Eagle is also trademarked, but this is our start. I've got a new Twitch layout. I wanted to show more up here and less of what is going on in here. Chris, it's okay if you don't like what my brother is doing. I don't understand what he's doing either. The kind of stuff he's doing is not hurting graphic designers, so it's fine, because it's stuff no one would ever want to showcase. So I think I would need to figure out what I want the theme of this to be, what aesthetic we want for this. And I have no idea. So I don't know if he has a nickname. We'll just ask Google real quick. Primetime Petty, is that actually a thing? Let me Google Primetime Petty. Yep, it's Primetime Petty. Okay, so we're gonna have that somewhere. Just gonna write in here Primetime Petty. On Pettiford. We've got that on here somewhere. I know he has autographs. He's got a couple autographs, and this is how I figure out if someone sort of is a good fit to. Is what autographs do they have? What cards do they have? How much do they sell for? Is there a demand for cards? And from what I looked up, these are his cards that he has. These are from the Hawks even. Why is it the Hawks? It's the Auburn Tigers. So this might be... Look at this. Look at the back. There's no information on the back of this. So this is Panini draft picks because he transferred from somewhere. And we need Real T-Cut in here because he'll know what it is. Let me save this image to my downloads. Because I know he transferred in from some... No, he was a freshman. So that must have been a high school photo of him. Because that would have been released last year. So they wouldn't have had any images of him in an Auburn jersey, which is also why I chose to use him as my subject this week instead of Elliot Cadeau, because Elliot Cadeau played at UNC, and now he doesn't. He plays at that team up north, and there aren't any images of him, I bet. So we'll just grab like a levels layer here, and we'll just lighten this up, and just save. I can't save it. I'll just copy it over and paste it. So here's his signature, about the same size. Cool. We're going to set this to multiply later, and then it'll be multiplied on top. We probably won't do that in here. So I think how I want to do this is I want to sort of ignore that this is a card and just make something that is going to look cool. So I'm going to hide some of this stuff. I'm going to keep my logos on here. So I've got my main logo set to screen. So I've got my main logo here, and then I've got the debut tag, which we're going to put up here too. So since would be a rookie in the NBA or debut, we'll just put it on here. It's fine. It's a me thing for cards. So I have his name. I've got Primetime Petty. I've got the Auburn logo here, and then I've got these two photos of him. And I did really hastily cutouts of this. Now what I could do, and I might go this way. Oof. It's basically do something like this with him. Just big, swooping, something like I did for this Obi Topic graphic. So I think that might be a good idea. But I don't know if this photo is high resolution enough. Yeah, we got props. We got props everywhere. What other props you want? I got a lightsaber right here. You want to do something with a lightsaber? We got that. We got props everywhere. I'm gonna put this down over. So I think that would actually look cool if we did something like this. Maybe we don't include his autograph, and we have this be sort of a short print, like these. It's like there's like a color blast, which is actually kind of lame because it's just a stock image with a photo behind it. This theoretically would be lamer because it's just a cutout photo. And then we've got a Kaboom. We can make it Kaboom, but I don't want to just copy what Panini does. Like, we can make a Kaboom card of him in like 4 seconds that says War Damn Eagle or something like that. But we can do something cool. And we can actually use Tiger stuff and stripes. And it can be giving Tiger because he's an Auburn Tiger, so it's fine. So let's go back here and let's go to Pinterest. Play the Pinterest game. We like to play. Chris knows what I'm talking about. Basically open up Pinterest and see if you've designed anything, and design what Dan won immediately. I'm gonna hit refresh real quick and we'll just get new stuff. So most of my Pinterest is sports stuff, but I want to focus on other sports stuff. So I'm trying to think of what we can do. How can we showcase a single image like this? Like Jason Drumheller did a really good job of these airmail graphics. He did a lot of these and they're all really cool and really well done. This is something we could do. Person, something in the background. What is the theme though? This one's nice. I hope he made this one. Unless someone just straight up copied what he did. Can never tell, you know. All right, we got some Shelly stuff over here. We've got some Matthew Paul over here. A lot of cool stuff we can do. So, I mean, if you have a suggestion on, you know, something we could do or what sort of thematic accent we can have, it was easy for what we did with Omari and Hampton because he's the hammer. Primetime Petty's a little more awkward because it's, I mean, Primetime we can put in the back, probably huge. We can do something where it says, here, we'll draw some stuff where it says Primetime like this, and we'll give it a little arch because we can. And then maybe it says Petty underneath it, or Petty. We got his name at the bottom. And then something to do with Primetime. Maybe there's a watch. Maybe we copy that Dame Dalla thing. Dame Dalla Dan. Dame Dalla Dan. Of course that doesn't show up. designed with ban. Bang. I like how when we want to find it, it doesn't show up. But when we're just regular on Pinterest, it's there. Hollow tiger stripe pattern for the background. That's probably a good idea. We might have that as the white mask is predominantly tiger stripes. I mean, tiger stripe prism cards are one of my favorite. I know I have one chilling here from a video I made. So this is the tiger stripe. I think if we do that, it would be cool. Following primetime, chromatic aberration, displacement glitchy like he's jumping out of a TV or such. Okay, yeah. We can probably do that. Jumping out of something. Let's open up ChatGPT. No, I was going to say, what's the definition of primetime? Oh, WandaVision? Let's look up WandaVision. WandaVision. Cool, let's quit out of that on accident. One thing I do too, let me go to this. So I went on here, this is 130 point. I've talked about this before, but we look up Tahaad Pettiford Auto. You guys spell stuff right. And this will show me how much people have bought his cards for. So this gives me an idea of how much we theoretically could charge for. He's not in any sort of Auburn jersey. I don't think he has any Auburn cards, actually. So this would actually be like his first Auburn card, which would be cool. Auburn fans would want this way more. Let me see if anything pops up under Auburn. So like this sold for 30 bucks last week. It's Prism Draft Picks. It's one of the cooler choice parallels. I can't even look at it. It's so stupid. But this shows me that people would buy an autograph for 30, 40, 50 bucks, which is good because that's sort of what we can do. I'm going to search WandaVision. Yeah, we could do something like this from the sides. He doesn't necessarily need to have glitchy stuff on him there. That would be cool for like a draft photo. You know, we do a draft thing and maybe it's a tiger stripe sort of deal. Let me look here. And this is part of, you know, the process where it would be great if I did a lot of this up front and had an idea. But it's more fun to chat with you guys to see what we can do and different ideas for it. The glass thing's fun to always do. Prime time. I like the prime time thing. Like I did, it's actually on my Instagram. It's like the third thing. Here's my IG. Oh, I just recently unpinned it, didn't I? Dang it. I made an anytime graphic. Anytime Bradley Jackson. Stupid Bradley Jackson. From the morning show. Well, I did something with Devin Hester with this like huge clock on it that I got from Envato. So I think I want a pocket watch. And I know Dan used one of these for that Dame graphic, which looked really cool. It's probably one of these exact ones. So I think if we do something clock related, time related like that, I think is a cool idea. Let's go back to here. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's go with this idea. Now we can use this as like, as I do for a lot of things, you know, background, something or other where he's coming out of the background. I think the Auburn logo would be cool to have as just sort of like a portal to something else. That's probably how we're going to use it. I'm going to quickly go in though and erase this all rights reserved thing, which they're not going to like, but I'm going to do it. So it's fine. So let's just get Illustrator to open up real quick. Look at this Obi graphic. Yeah, we're going to use a lot of cool stuff I used in this Obi topping graphic too. The funny thing is I could just steal a lot of this Obi topping graphic. So all I did was I have Illustrator open here. You guys don't need to see it. I just removed this and saved it. Let's put this behind him. Let's just get a color in the background. So this is our setup of what we're going to have. And it's going to say prime time petty. This is going to do something. We're going to have some stripes in here somewhere. If we have a border, the border always breaks. I think I need to just convert this to layers. So here's our border. And this is where we could put the tiger stripes. And maybe we just do this, where there's the Auburn logo is here in sort of a functional standpoint. It's a portal to something, but then down here is white or tiger striped. Up here we have tiger stripes. So we use this as a basis for the background of where he is. And then we can have stuff interact with that. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to open it up in Illustrator, and I'm going to just delete out the counters, I would say. Hide this, except we can't. So then this is going to be... Save. There we go. Filled in. So I'm just going to give this a color fill or color overlay of just something. Something like that. Okay, so we got that. So I'm going to figure out prime time. Let's figure out the text for that. I'm going to get rid of this border, actually. Yeah, I think that looks better. Because we can have it up and down. He's going to be up there. We can probably make this a little bit larger now. Have it touch the top there, but not the bottom. We'll make it a little bit smaller. And we'll do that. All right, so let's have this be some sort of like time portal to a point. Portal with like clocks coming out of it. But let's pull up prime time here, and I need a good thing. Here's one tip in Photoshop. And I know Howard Pinsky's gonna like this tip. Here's a tip in Photoshop. If you have this bar up that's really annoying and really stupid, you can click on the two dots and you can hit hide bar, and then it goes away and then you don't have it anymore. Tip for the day. Because it's really annoying. I hate it too. And it came back for some reason. All right, what's everybody's favorite compressed or condensed font that isn't tungsten? Do I only have tungsten on here as that? There's rock grotesque. We could do something fun with it. Maybe we do that with Petty. We'll pair it with... We'll do some pairings of fonts with contrast. And I think I want to do something sort of gothic or ornate. Bison. Bison. Oh, here you go. I do have bison on here. I might use this outline one for something. This is a nice sort of outlined font already to add something to. I like this as accent. Like, this would be cool to add somewhere. Maybe we have this say tigers or something like that. Something with Auburn related. I was trying to look up and see if I can use Auburn's, what is it called? Licensing, and it is available to do. Like, there's actually instructions on what to do, so I like that. So like Auburn Tigers, that's kind of nice. Maybe it says primetime Petty like that. It's not so apparent. You were on Nickel Gothic Variable Kick for a while. Do I have that on here? I don't have that. All right, cool. Let's go to fonts.adobe.com. And let's just log in with Google and all of the Google accounts that exist in the world. And whoop, okay. Is it on here? I'm assuming it's on here. Just because it should be on Adobe Fonts. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I think this might work. We're going to use this. The best fonts are variable fonts. I think that's what I tell people, is if, you know, what's your favorite font? Something that has a bunch of different stuff to it. Do I have to go into like Creative Cloud now and like go to fonts and like activate this? There's like some weird thing you have to do now. Installed fonts. Yeah, like that didn't sync. Refresh. This is the right account, right? Okay, now it's popping in. I was like, it only has regular, but it's a variable font, so it'll only pop up like that. And it's working because you can see it's breaking. Okay, I'm going to save real quick just because we have 4 things done. Nickel. Nickel. Keep adding an A to it. Okay, let's grab this, get rid of that. We got prime time here. I want it super compressed. I want to go like this. And I have an obsession with arching text, which is bad, but it looks good. It just works. So we're going to do it again because I won't stop doing that. And I'm going to have this go to the edge a little bit, kind of like this. So it says prime time, and then maybe it says petty underneath. But I want petty to be in a different font, so I kind of want it in like an Amador Gothic. I want it in something that we can change. Actually, I found this sort of scripty, not scripty, kind of this graffiti looking font that I really like that I've been using. I can't tell you what it's called. It starts with an M. It's not McGuire. I'll know it when I see it. It's not Misfit. Here it is. Morsi. So it's just a nice sort of graffiti font. I'm like, what is the word? The nice graffiti font. So let me move this here so we can see what's going on. And we'll go like, let me act like I know how to use the Photoshop. There we go. Okay, and drag it over there. Now you guys can all see. Okay. Primetime petty. I don't know if that works as well as I think it should. Let's hide this. Let's grab this primetime. Now I use boxes for text, but the issue with using boxes for text when you have arches is they arch it really weird. I like to go up to edit, transform, and warp it. And just like in Adobe Illustrator, you can go up here and you can do different things. So like I like to arch things. I usually do it around like 30 or 25. But we can put prime time now behind him where it says prime time here. I kind of want it to go down here though and be like huge. But maybe we can just add some effects to this and do something like Carlos Alvarez, I think is what it was. Work. I don't even think I have those on here. Are they not on my website? They have to be on here. See, we can do like portal stuff like this, which would be super cool. And have some sort of time portal like I did on this Devin Booker graphic. That was really cool. I probably skipped it. Is it not on here anymore? I took it off of my website? How dare me? I think I trimmed down this personal page a ton. And it's just not on there anymore. Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. It's this, but a lot better. It's this, but finished. So we can do some cool stuff with the text, which I think I did naturally. Blue, green, red. Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, we'll do that. It's kind of, I haven't done that in a while. There's a little bit of stereotypicalness to it, in my opinion. I don't like doing stereotypical things or like trendy, kitschy things. Here's what it should look like. Well, we can do this sort of bleeding thing down behind him. It'll look cool though. It'll look cool on a card. It'll be like rainbow colored, but we'll change it to be Auburn's colors. Be orange and blue. This is just a 2.5 gigabyte file. So hold on, I'll move this over so you can see. It's reading large document file. So we can do something like this. I went crazy with this text. There's so much going on. Too much grain, too much blur. Look at his eyeballs. I kicked him in the eyeballs like crazy. All right, we'll go back here. Actually, we'll quit out of this so we can go back. That's the idea of what we can do here, though. So we're gonna do that with this. We're just gonna commit to stuff and just go. So I need this to be just red. So we need to get rid of green and blue. Go like that. Turn that into a smart object. Take this one. What I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the channels. So it's only showing one channel at a time. And then I should be able to set these to screen and it turns into this. What's up, CP? So now if I distort these or do something random, it is basically mixing differently, because when these are all on top of each other normally, they all make white. But if you mix them all up and have them do different things, you get different colors with them, which looks like that. Then I turn that into a smart object, and then we can do stuff with it. So actually what you would theoretically do is you would go in here and you go to liquefy, and maybe we just want to do it with a displacement map instead. So you would liquefy this like down like this, like do all this stuff, but don't do it with so much pressure. You make this bigger. You go like this and have it say prime time, and then hit OK, and then you do it to this. You apply that to every single one, but you have it liquefy slightly differently, and then it says prime time, which, you know, that's fun. Not terribly legible, because I want it to be a little bit more legible with that. Just trying to think of time, prime time. Maybe we just do this. And I'm already trying to figure out if I want to change the font, or if we want prime time to be like this, or like this, so it's coming off the side. But maybe prime time works like this. Let's go back in real quick and let's fix this photo real quick. So I did a really quick basic cutout of this, so I just want to go in and make sure it actually looks good, because I don't think it does. Mainly I think there's just some stuff on the edges we can fix. And I won't be able to tell until we put it on a different color background. Oh, does it mirror the Auburn look? Oh, yeah. We could use copperplate in this too, which is pretty Auburn coded. Why is this? Oh, because I chose gray. I'm like, why is this not pure white? That's weird. So there's a little bit of an edge to this. I think I'm just going to do the lazy thing and just put this into a group together, and then do the contract by 1 pixel and then go like this. I just don't think this image is high quality enough for that to look good. I think it looks fine. Do we want to really mimic the Auburn text though? Do we want to make it? No, we don't want to do that. Also, don't like how this is looking right now, but we'll figure that out. That's what these tests are for. Tahaad, Pettiford. Let's do super wide, because we have the technology and we don't want to slant it, but we want to do like 110. And we want to do like 330. Kind of like that. And then we want to make it smaller. Go like this. See, I think that looks... This is the start of something. And we're just starting with how this looks. Let's turn these color overlays back on. So we've got these here. And let's find some tiger texture. Tiger fur. I know at one point in time I was like trying to figure out what cool stuff to try and experiment with on graphics, and I was like, nobody does fur. We should do more fur things where there's like big fur textures. I feel like Dan might have done that on something, or Chris or Garrett or someone. But I was like, I want to do... I did it on an AJ Green graphic. That's what I did it on. I think I used this big fur. And he's a tiger, so I can probably just steal that. We're going to steal that because I feel like it. What did I make that AJ Green graphic? AJ Green. Let's open up this. This is going to be a cutout of AJ Green. It's only 200 meg. Nice crisp photo of AJ Green. We'll go here. And boom. So I use this furry texture in the background. So we're going to grab that here. Holy crap. Look how organized this is. Look at that. Look how organized I had. It's probably because I did a breakdown video on my YouTube channel. I got small ass text on here. Big AJ head. Top stripes. Bottom stripes. So here you go. So I grabbed this from Unsplash. So I'm going to grab this and we're going to move it here. And we're going to put it in the background. And we're going to make this the Auburn orange. So if you know the Auburn orange off the top of your head, go ahead and shout it out now. Oh, this is auburn hair. That's hilarious. It's like the first time it hasn't pulled up this. This can't be the orange. See, like, this is their hex code, but if I go in here and grab the color from this logo, there's no way those are the same. So we're going to grab it from here because this is in Photoshop and better. And that's not how things work. Maybe go like this, then I can go in here and grab it and go like that. It's actually very close to this random orange I have in the background, which is funny, for the border. So I don't want to get this confused. Border? No, bleed. So we're just going to change the bleed stroke color to be pink. There we go. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Got his name in the background. I think I want this to be a lot more apparent, so we're going to trim it. What is going on? We're going to make it smaller. Kind of go like this, so there's just more stripes, so we really get the tiger feel. And actually want it to go outside of this. I guess it needs to be on the bleed, so we're going to add it to the bleed. And that's what this is. This pink border is the bleed. So if we get these printed, we have a bleed ready for it. I'm going to take this, duplicate it, and put it down here as well. And you can't really tell that it's the same, which is nice. But I think this looks good. I think the tiger in the background texture is a good call. So good call on that. Red. And then we can probably make it so I guess the black would be black and it wouldn't show through anyway, which is going to be good because then if we just get rid of the holographic down here, it'll be super shiny. So we got prime time. Do we want to make it say primetime petty and just have him in front of it saying primetime petty? So we go here and hit enter and type in petty. But I can't do that because I have this stupid warp on it and the warp tool is weird and doesn't let you do things. So we're going to not do that yet. Save. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hide this for now. So this is what we have. I like how this looks. What do we want to put behind this? Do we want to make this TV monitor looking where it's kind of like you said, like an old CRT monitor and it's glowing around the edges? That's always fun to do. CRT monitor glow. Pull up. Who's texting me things? My brother. My brother is just texting me nonsense about real hose water. It's awful. Okay. Oh, we can do this. We can do like a Photoshop action for CRT monitor and have Petty say, have this be a CRT monitor, which would look really cool. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's change this color overlay. We're gonna make it black. We're actually gonna make it like a subtle CRT monitor thing. And there's probably a way we can do this, but we're going to go to envato.com because I'm not sponsored by them. I do have a referral code, which might be in the comments. Who knows? What's up, Brent? How are things over in Indiana? You're in Indiana, right? Brent is in yes, Indiana. Great. Welcome in. You want to talk? We can talk about Obi Toppin all day. So you just bring up anything you want to talk about Obi Toppin. You're in the right spot. So I'm gonna look on here for a CRT action because there's like 600 add-ons of how to make CRT things. Some of them are better than others. This one looks kind of like what we were looking at, but not great. So we're gonna download this and we're just gonna see what this looks like. Now, most of the time when you download these actions, they've got 3 things to them. This doesn't. This is just a thing. Rhett also lives in, I mean, we got all the Indiana. We got all the Indiana fans. So it says your text here, and it does it all there. I don't like that. I don't want the background though. Oh, I don't want this background. I just want the text effects. Okay, we can simulate that, right? Or is this set to something? Yeah, there's like a weird thing on it. So okay. Let's go back here. We don't need AJ Green open We don't need that open anymore. Okay, so let's grab this prime time. And we'll just paste it in here and see what this does. And it's gray in the example. We'll see what it looks like in here. Yeah, it looks hilariously bad. Doing good. Obi is the GOAT. Correct. Obi is the GOAT. I'm doing very well. I need to message Obi and say, hey, let's get some cards. But I would be the only one who buys them, so it's not going to happen. Let's make everything darker. Is that how does this work? What happens if I do that? We can read it a little bit better. What happens if I do that? It goes away. Okay, so the issue is I can't do it with the funky stuff. I just have to do that. And then it says prime time. And based on the brightness, it does that. Okay, it's good to know. Obi fan from Australia. Man, see, we got all the Obi topic fans in here. Need to get rid of the aberration for the glitch. Oh, I just got it on Votto. I don't know if I can turn... I don't know how this is done. It's just a pattern overlay with a mosaic and a levels layers to it. What's the pattern? The pattern is this. Well, that's good to know because I can make it smaller because I want to make it smaller. So that's the pattern. The levels layer I can adjust. And this is a good thing about knowing how to use Photoshop is I can go in here and tweak this to look how I want. Let me go like this just a little bit. Yeah, see, that looks a little bit better. The mosaic, I can just change, yeah, the cell size to be bigger or smaller. I think I want it to be smaller. So this is prime time like that. Yeah, that's better. This is more what I want. I'm gonna hide this. We're gonna do this. And this shouldn't break. Delete this, paste. Set it to screen. So now we have it saying prime time. Now we need to really darken up behind it so we can actually read this. We can also duplicate it, set it to screen, duplicate it, set it to overlay, but we need to set it to overlay and we need to get rid of the current layer with all the black. So we go like this. So this really isn't doing anything. Might as well set it to screen because that's what it... Set it to screen, that's what that does. We can always tweak this a little bit later. I know how we can do that. So it says prime time there. I feel like I did something similar. See, there's so much, I do so much experimenting in Photoshop, which is good because then things pop up where I'm like, oh, I want to go ahead and make this graphic, or how did I do this? It's not that one. Not that one. Man, I made a lot of Giannis graphics randomly. It's not that one. It's probably not in this. It's probably when they lost. Or it's when they won the championship. I have so many Giannis cards. Giannis graphic? Nope, it's not that. It's not that. I'm just looking on my computer for the word Giannis. Let me go date added and go like this. I have one-touch templates I made for Tyson Beck. That's fun. We got those in here. It wasn't this dunk. It's not this graphic. I mean, I do glitchy stuff in here a little bit. It's not this. It's after this, though. It's after the retro design. Maybe it's not on here. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so I have this. Let me add this. Let me do some cheesing in here. So this pattern... New pattern. Haha. There. All right, so now the pattern's in here. So now we can use this pattern for other things. So like I can go into this, convert this to a smart object and give this a pattern overlay. Using this set to hard mix. Now we're going to set this to screen. So we can actually see it. And then the scale is super tiny and we just change the opacity to be like 33. Now it has this subtle thing to it. Now what we should do is we should probably change the color of this to not be this dumb color. Is that this? How is the color set on here? Pattern overlay, level, mosaic. But there's nothing on here that's giving it a color. Ah, color overlay. Oh, it looks like this. So this is all like glow based. That's fun. So we need the actual auburn color, not the fake auburn color. We need to make sure this has contrast though. So we'll copy this, go back here, go to the outer glow, change it to this color. Oh man, it's so weird. It's done with just all drop shadows. Now it's nice that it's done with all stuff where you don't have to go in and add a pattern, add a brush. A lot of them are that way. So this is nice to actually see. So it looks like this. So I'm going to put these in a group together, and I'm going to go to the selective color, and I should be able to add black to the selective color just on this, but that doesn't work because of some things. Yeah, gradient mapping will probably look better. Let's do that here. We'll start it out. Oh, let's do hue and saturation. That might be good. I'm going to do it after the fact. But I can't because of that. Because it breaks. Oh, because I have to do it to individual ones. We'll just do it in the let's do it here. Like you said. Gradient map. Which is a fun thing that I don't have the thing for on here. Okay, so this is what the gradient map looks like now. We're going to go like this. Change this. This is doing nothing. Why is this doing nothing? Oh, it's doing nothing. I know why it's doing nothing. Okay. Like this. It's applying all these effects to it. So I have to put it into a group together and then do this. And then we can see what's going on. So then this goes over here like this. And make it super orange. Then we grab this and we theoretically make it white, but we can't really make it white. So we're gonna make it light. Drag this over here. And then we can make it more orange. If I set that to color, hue, color, overlay, normal, save. The issue is we need it to look normal. It looks good when we overlay it, but I need to overlay it like this. Really, we just need this back. We need a darker background. I'm going to change that color to be this dark auburn color, and then that should be good for contrast. The good thing about using this cool pattern back here is we're going to make it white. We're going to make it white because then we can change the color to be whatever we want. So we can have different parallels of it. But we're going to change the color overlay of this to apparently be this orange color because I didn't copy the color here. Let's go back, color overlay. I always do that. I always change the opacity on accident on first. What if it looks just blue like that? Does that look good enough? No, it needs to be a little bit darker. It'll print darker, to be fair. We're just going to make it a little bit darker. So it looks like this, which is nice. I'm going to then tweak this. We're going to make this black and white. I'm just going to do it with a gradient map because I still want this to be black. Whew. Let's make it black. And then maybe we just tweak this a little bit to lighten it up. Yeah. I can't do that because of stupid stuff. Photoshop doesn't like layers on things. So now we can change this color fill to be whatever we want so we can add in different parallels later. But for now, we're going to make it orange like that, which is good. Cool. I think this is a good start. Good looking card so far. 45 minutes in. We just need this to show up a lot more better. A lot more better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this up. We're going to get rid of this background, but then it has this to it. But we want the highlighted effects just to be on this. We don't really care about the highlight effects. But that should help. Yeah, that helps a lot. Okay, we're going to delete this again. We don't need it. Okay, let's start this all over. So this is what it looks like now at 100%. Set it to normal because we can set it to normal now. Screen, overlay, green, soft light. Do another one. Then let's just cycle through and see what looks good. Color dodge is good. I think this looks nice. This is somewhat legible at least. And we can fix it so it reads better. Maybe we make this background larger so it cuts out sort of this top area where just these logos are. We go a little bit higher with it, make it a little bit smaller. So they're cut out. We have this background area, but we can read where it says prime time. Prime time. We have prime time on here. I think that looks good. So then we have this petty text. We also have this Auburn Tigers text we have that we put on here with the other font that we had suggested. Maybe we make petty super large like this. Maybe we don't. But we need to figure out a way to get petty and his name on here. And figure out how we want his text to be at the bottom. I'm just going to give this a stroke. An inside stroke with a gradient, apparently. We're going to give it an outside stroke of like 6. And I'm going to make it smaller, actually. We're just going to make it black. So we can, just so we can read this. So this will have some flair to it. What did I do on these cards? Where's the Kobe Bryant card? Okay. What we can do too is we can add some gradients to certain spots, which are going to help things flow a lot better. Let's get rid of prime time out of here. So we've got him here. So we can do a lot of editing now to him to make him flow with the background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some assets I grabbed from Footage Crate. And they're like whooshes. I don't even know what to call them. I think they're just whoosh. They're like whooshes. Anime wind aura swirly lines. This is what I want. So they're these things. They look like this. That's what I used on this Obi Toppin graphic. Here at the bottom. His feet's all whooshy looking. We're going to add some of those. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to cheat. We're just going to steal them from this Obi Toppin graphic. Because that's faster. But I'll show you what it is. I just need to find if I have an Obi Toppin graphic on my computer somewhere. AKA most of the stuff on here. Hey, look, here's some Pacers stuff, Brett, that I made. I made this. That's fun. I don't know what that graphic is called. I do know that I printed it off, so I would have a CMYK version somewhere. Obi Dunk Design 2. This right here. It's called Obi. Look, see, we're just making the exact same graphic. What's up, Alex? Is the entire Indiana Pacers design team just hanging out in here? Because that's fine. If you guys want to hang out. We'll just talk about Obi Toppin. And how the Knicks didn't use him correctly and then they beat him. Where? I don't know where this file is. Like, it's called Obi Dunk Design 2. We're literally, like, stealing this. Like, it'd be cool if we stole a lot of what's on here. But the point is, you know, I made this as a thing. Oh, we got Knicks fans in here. Because of it. Go Fever, many are saying. Listen, I've already made a Sophie Cunningham card. And talked to their agent. Or the agency that she works with. Why is this not finding this graphic? So I'm trying to find the Photoshop file for this. Oh, it's probably just named like Obi or like Toppin. It's not this. This is a displacement map. It's not this. I'll open this up. This is a 9.5 gig file that's going to not populate because it's 9.5 gigs. Obi Dunk record here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Obi Dunk design. Here we go. Right here. Oh, I kind of turned this in. Oh, it's a wallpaper. And then I put it into a card mock-up. Card size. So this is exactly what we need. So I would say one of the reasons, you know, I made this for nothing. This isn't for a client. So I can use whatever I want in here for stuff. And I did a whole I have it super organized, which is very nice because I did a design breakdown of how I made this. So we get rid of this. This was after he had, no, this wasn't after he had a double-double. That was my Bing Bong one. What are these? See, I can add, I could steal these. Let's just steal these light trails. And we'll just put them in here. Here's the thing, though. I want to make something, like, original for him. I don't want to make something that's, like, super copying, but it looks sick. Swooshes and bottom swooshes. Okay. So we got some swooshes now. But this looks sick. Like, this looks cool. The light trails, I would have to flip them around, though, probably. And go like this. No, I don't think I would do that, actually. I think I would just need to rotate it. It'd be like coming from here. Like this, because he's kind of pulling up from the bottom. And these would need to go behind him. We're probably not going to use these light trails, but, you know, see, they're so small, though. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. It just looks cool. All right, we got some swooshes down here that are, like, clipped to Obi. So we'll figure this out real quick. Bottom swooshes, normal swooshes, bottom swooshes. This reminds me of something else. We're going to get rid of these light trails. These bottom swooshes are fine, though, because he's sort of jumping up in the air. So we'll put these here. Kind of go like this. Maybe we make them smaller around each leg. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I wonder what this reminds you of, Chris. I don't know. We won't make it exactly the same. We'll go like this and do something somewhat original. I'm just stealing a couple little things I was going to put on here anyway. That was a dream you had of something happening. I don't know, this is kind of fun. Okay, we wanted to put some clocks on here. So let's do that. Pettiford. I think I want to give this text another stroke, actually. Because I think I would know what I want to do with it. In my text, has your guys' text been super weird? Mine's been super buggy where it like takes forever to load. I think I just have too many fonts. I think that's a personal problem, essentially. All right, I'm gonna grab this silver parallel color and just put it here because this is what the text is gonna look like. It's gonna be holographic, so just wanna make sure we can read it. Just gonna sort of mock it up that way. Let's go back here, go back here. So we've got prime time. We've got him jumping up in the air. We'll do some text stuff here. I'm gonna grab some clocks. And I don't think we have them in here. But it's what kind of clocks? I like the stopwatch idea. Not a stopwatch. Pocket watch. On add-ons. Here's some add-ons we can do. You can do a spyglassing effect. A lot of these are hilarious. They're like overlays. Some of these are just like LUTs. Let's go to all items. Actually, I want 3D items. The 3D items on Envato are awesome, and the reason you should get and use Envato. Okay. So what pocket watch did Dan use? So we don't use the same pocket watch and asset that Dan used. So we're going to go to Dan's website. Free pub for Dan, who doesn't need it because he's the creative director for the Buccaneers. I know it's on here. Is it here? It's this. Okay, so he used a gold pocket watch. Okay, so we need to avoid gold pocket watches. I do kind of want them to be independent and have them be at an angle. Probably going to use 2 of them to come out. So I don't really want these chains that sort of lock them in. So we're going to have a 3D rendering of this and kind of go like... Did he use the second search result? This right here. We just download this at the exact same angle Dan did. Like this, right? Just put it on there. Just copy paste. Let me search up ornate clock. Ornate lock. Or so what I'm thinking is, how can we illustrate time? Stopwatches are cool, not stopwatches, pocket watches. But prime time, there's other ways to indicate time. And if we want this to be prime time, do you want to add some border to this? Like, do you want to add a glow to this? Yes, Chris, you can go do work. I'm expecting to look way different and spectacular when you return. Okay. We're gonna grab this CRT effect. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna kind of apply that to just this here. So I'm gonna grab this and go like that, which looks really bad because we need to go like this and then go like that and then go like this. We get rid of the color overlay. We just want the outer glow. That's pretty much what I wanted. But I want it to be on top. So I kind of want this outer glow to have an inner glow as well. And we're going to make it the auburn color. So we're going to fix that. We're going to grab the auburn color. Grab that here. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys doing anything fun this Tuesday? My Pacer friends, I don't know what you guys are up to. Just doing furphy graphics, I guess. Who did you guys draft? You guys didn't draft Kobe Brea. I had a graphic ready to go for that, in case you guys did. But you guys didn't draft him. Let me show you it. Oh, I had a whole tweet. I had tweets ready to go. So I had this whole thing ready to go. Why was I on that? That's weird. So I had this whole graphic ready to go in case he got drafted to the Pacers at 38. He got drafted 3 spots later technically to the Suns, which was fun. And it was good, so that's always good. I was changing colors on this, but it doesn't work as well because it's not light. So change the brightness to 75 on all of these. You love the type on this? Excellent. I didn't do what I just said I was going to do. Change this to be 75. So this needs to be this color, and I'll just change that there. Great. There we go. There we go here, and then this drop shadow goes here, and then we have an inner glow of the same thing, but I think I need the size to be, yeah, a lot like that. But do we make it orange because of the text on top of it? Because I like the placement of the text. I don't know if I want to have it here because you can't read it as well. I think what we do is we edit this initial file. So all I'm doing right now, you don't need to see this, is I'm just taking one of these paths and I'm just closing up this gap at the top like that. So now primetime can sit up here a little bit higher and still be legible, and we can still do cool stuff behind it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find other stuff from Footage Crate, and I'm gonna emulate what I did for this Devin Booker graphic. And I don't remember what exactly I used. I just know what some of this stuff is. So we're gonna use this. This is a looping buster beam. This is just like some random sort of stock image supposed to be used like if you're making some sort of what's the show called? Ghostbuster effect. But we can use it to just make some sort of lightning like this. And just kind of adjust it like that. And we'll put that in a group together. We'll duplicate that, and then we'll rotate it and just sort of have this primetime Ghostbustery looking line going around the edges, which looks really cool. We can take this, we can just flip it around and go like that. See, that looks cool. We just need to darken up some of this back area. And then down here, a little trickier. Oops. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to connect a whole bunch of these together. I think that should be enough. What happens if I go like this? Oh, it doesn't actually break that bad. It doesn't look actually as bad. So it doesn't screen. That's actually, that looks actually pretty solid. Okay, so I have just this long line. So I can take this long line, and you know what we might actually be able to do? It probably isn't going to look how I want, but we can just transform this, and we can just warp this. And we can just do an arch, and just arch it the other way. And then it's a semicircle. Yeah. That actually worked out exactly how I wanted it. So that worked out pretty good. So this is what we got. So I think what we need to do is we need to take this. We need to take our background effects here. We're going to link all this together. And we're just going to move it up a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. We're making it just a little bit smaller so we've got breathing room for his name down here. Because we need breathing room for his name. And then we've got cool sparky stuff up top. And then we can move primetime down a little bit. But I want this to be on top of these. Kind of like that. Maybe it overlays just a teeny bit. Okay, so now we got to figure out what are we going to put in this big area now. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. Turn my volume up so I can hear this music better. Not that it matters. Ah, you know what? The Auburn logo is just... The Auburn logo is screaming to go right here. Look at that. Do we want to manipulate their logo to a point where they're not going to like that I did that? Yes, we're going to do that. New smart object via copy. And the only reason we're doing that is so I don't break the existing logo. And we can always go back and edit it. So we're going to double click this. All I'm doing in... Yeah, that's what I thought. All I'm doing in Illustrator right now is basically removing the blue. So now we can see through it. Let me hide Illustrator because it doesn't matter. Because I want this to glow. Because why would we not have it glow? And when I say glow, I mean let's grab these effects. Hey, what's up, Obi? I'm glad we're not just copying what we did with Obi. It's really just that. Everything else, there's a lot of difference to it. Let me combine all these together into a smart object so I can have these glow filter. We'll just add a Gaussian blur to these. Set it to 15. And then we'll go like this where it doesn't affect the underlying layers as much. It's just sort of adding to it. Put these into a group together and then we'll go and grab a vibrance and we're gonna bump the vibrance and saturation of these. And then for kicks, let's add a selective color layer on top of that. Get rid of blue out of the red and make this darker. Then we go to the yellows. We do the same thing. And for kicks, let's go to the cyan and darken the cyans up a little bit. Add some magenta. And then remove some yellow. And what I should do... I don't know how I can do that, though. I know how I can do that. I don't think it's going to work. It's fine. Save. Okay. So we have the Auburn logo. I want to copy some of the effects from the text, though. So I need this text effect. And I need to grab this, maybe. This is a smart object. No, this is not a smart object. This is a smart object now. Okay, so now it's just a smart object here. So you can just kind of apply some of these same effects to it and just drop it in here and then delete this. See how terrible that looks? Oh, is it because it's white? Wait, what? Why is it doing that? That's weird. Turn these effects off. Oh, it's not the gradient map? Hold on. This is set to normal. Is this set to screen or pass through? Oh, the fill gets set to 0. Oh, is that on purpose? Oh, the fill, it does get set to 0. That's interesting. Okay, we'll turn these effects back on. But what's the point of doing a... Oh. What? Hold on. What's the whole point of this if this fill is set to 0 on the effects? You turn this off, turn this on. What's the point of these effects? Do these effects do anything? How do they do something if the fill is set to 0? It's because the drop shadows are so intense. But how does that work if... See, it doesn't make sense to me. Well, the color overlay is white. We don't want the color overlay to be white. We want the color overlay to be like this. Oh, I just did the pattern overlay. I didn't do anything else. I need the smart filters and stuff applied to that as well. Okay, that makes way more sense now. Okay, the mosaic level is way too high. It needs to be like 3. And then the levels is fine. The pattern overlay we can't see at all. We can't see it here. Let me just save this. See, that's so weird. Why does it do that? We're just going to do this. We're literally going to use smart object via copy. Take this. Shoot, we get rid of that so it doesn't break. Oh, let me hide Illustrator so I can read chat. Okay, we're back. Paste this, put it in here, apply the same effects, apply the smart filter to it. It should look exactly the same, but it doesn't at all. See, this doesn't look the same. Is it the color? Let me get rid of this. Let me go color overlay, and let me just set it to overlay, which is not good. Normal. Okay, it's 50% gray. So if I take this... Oh, it's because I applied a bunch of dumb effects to it and didn't just apply the... Okay. Because we're applying effects on effects. I heard you like effects, so we took your effects, we applied the effects to this other effect. But the pattern's still not working. Why is that? This is the CRT. Okay, so there's something in here in the blend if, isn't it? Ah, there you go. That's one. Gray, none, knockout 100, pattern overlay, hard mix 15. This is all the same. Let's just go like this. Just do this the smart way. And just apply it here. And then give this a color overlay. There. We did it. Okay, so we're going to grab this, go here, save. Now it looks the same. We're just going to hit save. And then go back here. And then it has Auburn text here. But we're going to make this super small, which is sort of defeating the purpose of what we did because you can't even see anything. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take this and we're going to make this a teeny tiny to the point where you probably can't read it anymore. That's fine. Because we want it to look like this. This is how I want it to look. Okay, so we just got to duplicate all these. So we got normal, screen, overlay, soft light, color dodge. Okay, so we got screen, overlay, soft light, color dodge, dodge. There we go. G logo. No way this would get approved by any sort of licensing at all. But it looks really cool. I think that looks cool. Can we take these guys and do the same thing? Yeah, you know what I mean here? I'm gonna take these and... doing too much. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. New smart object via copy. Drag this. Open up this. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Paste this in here. Just go like that. Save it. Go back here. Looks like garbage because we need to give this a color overlay of middle of the road color. I don't want the gradient map though. I want this. Nope, that's not the right hotkey. I want this on here kind of like that. Set to normal. Yeah. And then we go like that. And then we duplicate this. We duplicate this again. Set it to overlay or set it to multiply. And we duplicate it again and we set it to screen. I want that. Okay, so we make this larger, and then this is just going to add a little bit of a pixelation effect, theoretically, to what we're doing. And it's not going to line up at all because I have to make it the exact same size, which is going to be a complete pain in the ass. Okay, it's lined up there, and it's kind of lined up there. Oh, see, that looks good. We just add that little bit of that effect to this, which is kind of nice. We'll drag this. Where does this go? This goes down. Let's put this in here so the vibrance applies to it. It looks terrible. Set that to. Oh, what if I set it to color dodge at 100% or soft light? Is it really screen that looks the best? Let's cycle through these. This looks good. Lighten's not bad. Lighter color does nothing. Pin light does nothing. Saturation's not terrible. It's not really what I want at all. So let's set it to light. Okay, that looks cool. Great. So this is what we got. We got it saying prime time. I think what we can do with prime time is actually make it bleed off to the edge of the card because we can do whatever we want with this card. And the thing with the text is it's not going to be perfect because we sort of distorted it from the start. What we could do is have primetime really bleed out and then have it say primetime petty somewhere else. This is sort of just textural, but I don't think I want to do that. We're going to go back up here and do primetime. Okay. I think this looks cool. We need to figure out what's going down here. Maybe we find not really generic. Oh, let's do this. I don't want to find generic E. Let me delete this too. Yeah, the swishes are going to go behind him. We'll fix that. It's doing it based on the Obi graphic. We're going to make a new smart object via copy on Tahaad. I'm going to call him Todd because I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but it's kind of like Todd. Usually you'd put something like this in the back. So we're going to do that. We're going to save this. This is in here, and we're going to put this right here. We're going to set it to luminosity and set it to like 15%. So we can kind of see what's going on behind it. Does this take up the whole space? No, it does not. Okay. So we're going to crop this and just add to the top here. I want to see what it does to this net. Because a lot of the times when you do this, it just generally fills it in. So there's no idea what it's doing. Take a quick swig of my fridge cigarette here. Yeah, look at this. Look how stupid that looks. That looks dumb too. This looks the least scuffed. So we'll just save that. Because it's just in the background anyway. But you see it's not even lined up on him. So that's a problem. Because I just changed it real quick. And I think I need to add a little bit to the bottom. So I'll add a little bit to the bottom here. Generative expand. So I think the idea with how I would have these cards sold is probably cheaper, so more people can afford them. But then have rarer autos inserted in of a different design. We could also figure out a way to have his autograph on here. But this is what we got going on. I think it looks pretty sweet for what we want. I'm trying to think if we want to add some sort of shadow. But do also oh no, that's fine. That's fine. we're going to link these together. So if I move them up a little bit, it moves everything up and it's fine. All right, so we got Primetime, Pettiford. Let's just see how this looks in a case mocked up. Oh, we got, my brother sent me photos. We went to a Weird Al concert. And I think all of our photos are in here. Man, they upped the clarity to like 800 on these. That's hilarious. Anyway. Okay, save. We're going to save this. We've got this saved. So I want to test these out. And I have some files sort of already made for that. We'll open up. Why is that file so huge? I got to fix this. This is a 19 gigabyte file on my desktop. That's too many gigabytes. Oh, that's why. Because I have that there. Okay, we're not going to use that one. That makes a lot of sense. We'll use just one of these first ones of the Bowtest sisters because it doesn't matter. I just want this setup. We'll go here. Pettiford hard concept. Okay. So we just double click here. And this is a template I made and have available on my website if you want to buy this. So you can just save this like this, scale it up, go back here. This isn't really what it's going to look like. This will give us a good idea of kind of how it will look. So it's updating it, putting it in here. Looks like that. Just dumb down these highlights a little bit. And we can actually do most of the editing in here then. Cryptera. What is the best file type for printing custom trading cards? That is going to probably depend on who's printing them. I will show you what I've done in the past. I'm just going to do this. And we'll make this color, yeah, sort of like that. That should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to save this to be, oops, Tahaad. So this is what the card looks like now, which looks pretty cool. But we can do more because it's only been an hour and 19 minutes. So what I've done in the past is I'll design it just like I'm showing here. I'll export technically 3 files. I'll export this main file that looks like this without this weird bleed. So I'll export this as a TIFF file, flattened, set to CMYK. So what you would have to do, and I can fix some of this.
I don't know who Jay Cutler is.
Fix this down here. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube and having that pop up because it's the greatest thing ever. Tiger print in the blue looks unreal. Yeah, it looks cool. I need to adjust this. So what I'm going to do, I need to make this taller, and I'm just going to grab the dumb pen tool, which is a stupid tool, but it'll work for what I'm trying to do because the pen tool sucks. But that's a different, it's a different day, different video. If you've been here for long, you know I hate the pen tool because it sucks. I just needed that to go up here. So what I would do is I would save this out. I would flatten this to a CMYK TIFF file. So honestly, what I would do is I would go to image. I would duplicate this so I don't accidentally save over anything. It makes a complete duplicate of what you have. Image mode CMYK. Flatten, yes, flatten. Everything should look pretty much the same. The colors are going to be a little bit more muted. Save this as a TIFF file. That is the TIFF file. You're going to save the other file is the white mask, theoretically, that you would have behind this, which I'm going to make later on here. You save that out as a TIFF file. So you have 2 front files, then you have your back file. And what I did, let me pull these up. I'll show you what I did for Dayton 6th. And the tricky thing with the white file is sometimes you actually have to go into the channels and make a white mask in there, so it's a spot color, which is a little bit confusing. It took a little bit for me to figure that out. But they might be fine with whatever files you give them. Let me find the print ready files. I just don't know what they're named. There's too much stuff in here. Okay, hold on. InDesign documents. Here you go. So what I did was I tossed these into InDesign then. So I'll use, let me find a card I can show you. I'll use this as an example. So this is a flying high insert I made. It's really blown out on the camera. So what I did was I have flying high in here somewhere, flying high package. So I have 4 different folders. I have the front, the mask, and the back. And these are InDesign files I set up. And the reason I set these InDesign files up is because we're printing on 13 by 19 pieces of paper, and I set up the files for the printer. The printer might have a template for you to use. But basically, I set it up. So this is lagging because it's InDesign. Just kidding, it's fine. So I set it up like this. So basically, this is a 13 by 19 sheet. Figured out that I can fit 18 cards on a sheet. And these are all TIFF files that are CMYK. Linked, and then I exported that as a high resolution PDF file. And basically supplied all of these. So I supplied the fronts, the masks for it, and these changed. But I'm just showing you this is what the mask would look like. So anything that's not red would be white. It would be white, and anything that's not there would be holographic. And then the backs, which need to be flipped and opposite. So you print the backs and the fronts. So it depends on who the printer is. But for the most part, a CMYK TIFF file set up in some sort of InDesign file exported as a PDF. Because the printer, like the physical machine, is probably going to print a PDF file. I'm just going to add black strokes to my logos here so we can see them a little bit better when we print them out. Okay, we're going to save that. The mockup looks cool there. That's good. We're going to quit out of that because we don't need it. We're going to quit out of this, quit out of this. Okay, so this is where we're at. Okay, we're back to where we were. So prime time. It says his name down here, which I think is probably fine. We can just do cooler stuff with the prime time. I mean, this honestly is in a really good spot. It's just sort of how do we want things to look beyond this. Let me put the bleed back in so we can see what we're looking at. Do you think we need to add anything here? Or do you think we can mess around with that in something else? And the main thing with printing it off is you're going to have to find a printer that can print white in a sort of a cost-effective manner. Like the main quote I'm going off of right now is printing like 1,200 cards. So I'm not going to be able to print like 60 cards or something like that. Because it has to be worthwhile for them. So what do we want to do with this prime time? Let's save this. This is good. I want to add in a couple... What are they called? They're called color lookups. We're going to add some color lookups to this. Where do these go? We'll put them right here. I have Ethan J designs ones that are pretty good. Let's flip through some of these teal and orange ones. I'm going to set these to be 50%. And I know one thing Auburn's probably going to want is like very specific coloring on these, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do whatever I want. And I can adjust later. Let's take some of these reds, boost these a little bit. Yeah, we'll boost the reds a lot, so it's super saturated. Take the cyans. Yeah, it's going to darken up the background, give a little bit more contrast, which is good. Okay. We need to not fix some things. We need to adjust a couple things. One, we need to duplicate Tahaad here. We're going to give him a stroke of... Do we give him a stroke of white? I'm trying to look and see what I did here. Giving him just a little bit of a border looks pretty nice. Doing something like this makes it look super, super card heavy. Like I'm trying to look and I'm looking at what Prism does. And like literally it's just a border. A Kaboom, he's got an outline. This one he doesn't have anything on. And he's got just an outline here. So I'm gonna make this white and make it like 4 pixels. Would it be too much to have the swirls in your ball just to separate it from the prime time a bit more? This should help what I'm doing right now. That should definitely help separate it, especially for what we're going to do. Because now I'm trying to think of what do we want and how do we want this to be printed. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now because it's important if you want to get it printed. So we're going to open up this design here. This isn't the one we just updated, so I'm going to relink this or replace this contents with this Photoshop document we just saved. That's not letting me click. Why aren't you letting me? Hold on. Tahaad mockup. No. Replace contents. There we go. Okay. So just some color changes to it. I'm going to delete these. This is an example of how it would print. So you have your holographic paper. You would print a base layer of white, and then you print on top of that. Because this is essentially multiplied on the back. I see a lot of people who like make trading cards, but they all look like this because they just print it on holographic paper with no white backing to it, which I don't think looks as good. So we have these two here. So I'm going to delete both of these. We'll hit save we'll trim up this file a little bit. So we want this one. This is going to be on top, set to multiply, which is fine. We just need to make sure we have a white layer behind it and figure out, okay, what do we want to be white and what do we want to be holographic? So we're going to make a new object via new smart object via copy. We're going to set this to normal. And then this is going to be our white mask layer here. So for this, what do we want to be a white mask is the question we're pretty much asking. So I'm gonna group this together. This is the background. So the background, I don't want to exist actually. Oh, you think the main screen froze? Oh, it did. That's weird. It's probably my computer's probably really upset by something. Let me, how can I fix this? We're gonna save, quit. I haven't really done anything, so you guys haven't missed much. Man, when did this freeze? I should be able to tell actually, because I can move my screen down and see what time it was. Dang, it froze like 8 minutes ago. That's bad. Okay, let me quit out of Photoshop real quick, and maybe things will pop back up. You guys have any questions while we figure this out? Get this going, get this screen back into place. It should be... Is that what it's showing? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. What if I hit something and it just like decided to break? Let me do this. We go Studio Display, Ultra HD, hit OK. There we go. Is this working? There we go. Okay. Let me open up Photoshop again. Now that you guys can see what's going on. That was weird. OBS decided to just freak out for some reason. But we'll get back on track. Let me see what silly things I'm being texted. I think my friends don't like their photos because they blasted the clarity to oblivion. All right, so what was I saying? This is the card. So we need to have the white layer. So this is how the card would look if we printed it just on holographic paper. So it looks bad because you can't see anything because it's super dark. So we need to add a white layer. So this is the white layer that's going to go behind it. So we need to make it. So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, this is how we can sort of mock this up. I want to basically have this all go through, which is fine, which is good. And we're going to do this sort of step by step. And this is going to print white. So we don't need the stroke. I want this fill to actually be 0. So it's going to look like this, which is good. So the text at the bottom is fine. This up at the top, I think, and the thing is, if I tweak something here, I need to tweak it on the other design. So what I'm going to do really quickly is go up to my logos up here, and they have a stroke of 4 on the outside. I'm going to add another stroke that's like 2 pixels of white. And it's going to look really bad here, but it's going to make sense in the end. So in here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to add the exact same thing. I'm going to add a stroke of 2, and that's it. But I want the fill to be... No, I don't want this. What do I want? I want this. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to print white, which it's not going to print. The white we're going to print normal. So it's going to have a stroke of holographic, then a black stroke around it. But I think I might want it to be the reverse. I'll be able to tell in this mock-up, though, right away, which is a good thing about it. So it looks like this. And I think I want it flip-flopped. So we're going to go into this top trading card. I'm just going to flip these around. So we're going to give it a black stroke and then a white stroke around it on the outside like this. So now if we go here and it updates, it's going to swap them around and it's just going to make me see what is more legible. This is very legible, which is good. Okay, so we'll go back here. The only thing we want on here is white. So honestly, this is going to go away. It's going to be transparent, which is good. I just have this holographic layer so we can kind of test what we see. So in here, what do we want? So I want... We don't need this because this color doesn't matter. We put this here. All of these glows don't really matter, which is good. And all of these effects don't matter. It's literally just this background. So what I want to do with this background is I want to take this stroke and I basically want to just remove this tiny line around the edge here. So we're going to make a mask and invert it so we see everything, but we can see this holographic through it. And you can tell if I turn this orange layer on, you can see where it is. We need to add the same thing to the text. So we're going to mask out the text. So now we have this nice line around him. These swooshes we have on here, we are going to... Okay, these are all the same. We're going to copy these. We're going to hide these swooshes. Because I think I want these swooshes to do the same thing. That doesn't do anything. But it will if we add this to group. So maybe I want the swooshes to be holographic coming through, not actually be white. Which would look like this. Then the question is, do we want holographic to show through here? So I'm actually going to make this white. I need to give it a normal. We're going to go normal and we're going to go white. Save that like this. So it looks like this. So is this white and then the text here is holographic? If that's the case, we actually need to combine all these together, highlight this, hide them because we don't need this at all. Put this into a group, mask it out, and invert it. So then it looks like this. So then the text is going to be shiny and holographic, but you'll be able to see this here, which might look cool. But then it's the same for these guys here. Do we want these to shine through, or do we want to be able to see these? And same with the Auburn logo. Let's cut the Auburn logo out. So what I'm doing each time I do this, and my computer froze for a sec there. Great. Makes sense though. I'm multi-streaming. My computer's super mad. So this is the logo, right? Okay, so we'll turn this into a smart object and we'll just remove this from the background. And what I'd like to do is make a new group and a new mask and invert it so I don't break anything. But I can show you what this is going to look like in a sec. I just want to take these and figure out what we want to do with these. I think what I want to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate these, convert them to a smart object. So there's two different smart objects. This one I'm going to remove from the background. So we're going to make a group, mask it, and then hit invert, and then hide this. So this is what this looks like, but we can get rid of that because it doesn't matter. So you can see some behind it. But what I want to do is I want to take a regular one of these, and I'm going to give this a gradient map, and I'm going to make it super contrasting. So we have this white line that we see, and I need to get rid of the current layer like this and kind of go like that. I can do this a little bit better, but that should be good. And then we'll convert color. We'll give this a color overlay of white. So this should be pretty good. The only thing we need to do is we need to add a color overlay to himself, because what that's going to do is give us just a white layer. So this is all just going to print white. So if I get rid of this background, it is a mask. So now if we go back here, this is what our card looks like. So it looks like this. So I think some of this looks cool. I think prime time we can't read, which is not good. So I think we need to sort of invert and tweak how we have this set up. I think what we need to do is we need to take this Auburn logo. No, because that would be ghosting it technically. So we're going to save and put this here. So this is what it looked like, but then this is how it is going to print when this updates. Let me pull this over so you guys can see. So this is how it would print, which it might print fine. It might print and look a little bit better than that. And I actually need to open this up. And this Pettiford down here, we need to get rid of that. So this is the most accurate version when that updates, because the holographic is going to stay the same. And I think it updated. So now we have this holographic. We can turn it on and off, and that's how you can see if everything works. So you can see how this kind of works if I have this card goes here sort of stuff. And the holographic might be a little bit lighter. It might be easier to read, but there's some areas for improvement on here. So I think what we might want to do, I don't know what you guys think. I think we need to brighten up and put a little bit of white text behind his name, because this reads really well, but you can't really see it here. So we need to brighten that up and make that work. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the text back on. We're going to give it a, let's do this. Let's go like this. And then give this a color overlay of white. And hit save. And go here. So now it's going to look like this. So it'll have some. Yeah, okay. Settle down. So it'll have some text behind it. And maybe we duplicate it. No, we should be good. Unless the whole stream froze. No, I think we're good. Move around. It seems like it's moving on my end. You let me know if it's broken on your end, though. What am I even clicking? Yeah, this is there. Are we good? Let me know if it froze again. The card experience. So we'll duplicate this a couple times. Go up to the Auburn logo, and I think we're going to do the same thing with the Auburn logo. The mouse is stationary on this end. Is the screen not moving? I've got it up on two screens and it looks fine. I would refresh and see if that does something. It very well could be on my end, but from what I'm seeing, it looks fine. Oh, wait. No, it's not fine. I'm see me and it's fine, but it's not at all. I updated this, so it's being really weird. So here's the application capture now. Let me go back to display capture. And we'll do this display and hit OK. And that's really annoying. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm adding in a little bit of white to go behind the logos here. So this is what it looks like. So we hit save. It might have broke when I hit save. So we go back to the other file, and it looks like this now, which looks better because you can kind of read prime time. We save, we go back here. So all I did was I added a little bit of white back for the prime time, but not where the glow is. And I added a little bit of white around the Auburn logo so you can read it a little bit better. So we have our white layer like this, and then we have his name that goes on top of it. So this is if you just print it normally. This is the white layer we added. So I think this looks cool. I'm going to hit save on this. We can pick a different parallel pattern to go on here. So I don't know if you have a preferred card holographic parallel. I can try and mimic one with some assets I have. And actually, we can pick one of these. We can pick one of these from this holographic deck. I don't think they have a tiger stripe one in here. Let me just figure out what would look through. Cosmos would look kind of cool. Let's do that. Did I really not do that? No, it should be fine. So we're gonna go with this Cosmos, just kind of space themed. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a photo of this. I'm gonna try to take a photo of this. How's this worked so much better before? Let me go back here. Let me turn around. Too much light. Because what I would do is sort of try and photograph this. It's not photographing well, though. This dot's light is really nice. This one is... I think I have one like this, though. We'll just look and see what I have. Because I've got a bunch of parallels. This is what I'm looking through right now. So these are ones that I have available on my website you can buy. So if you want to fake mock something up like this, let's use this one. Let's use this lava lamp one. So just drag that in there. We make it a little bit larger. Some of them are a little dark, so we can just set these to screen. And then it'll look something like this, which looks cool on the swoops and swooshes there. Go back here, and then we can see what the prime time will look like. Which it should be edited. This is moving. My mouse is moving. Everything is good. Sparkle ones. Let me see what else we got in here. Galactic would probably be cool. Something like this. Doesn't really matter. We're just kind of doing whatever we want. Let's put Galactic in here. This one's super dark. See, the thing is, you have to make it... It needs to be light enough so you can see the color through it. Why did that do nothing? Let's go like this. Oh, that did do something. That one doesn't look good. Let me grab a different one. I got a bunch. I mean, I've got a bunch of parallels on here. I tried to get like every parallel you could get. One thing we didn't do, I don't know how that would look on this. Okay, what I want to do actually is I'm going to go in here. I think I want to get rid of this and make this white. So let me go back here and we can add sort of a color fill. No, because the color fill is going to be over everything and look really bad. This looks cool though. Like with this. Because what I was trying to say is we can make this a sort of superfractor, one of one. You can go like this. And then we have the superfractor 1 of 1 of this card, showing what it would look like. Then the thought is, do we want prime time to be this orange color on this card, or do we want it to be something else? But we'll just put the lava lamp back up. Go back here. Turn this back on. Save. We can go down. And theoretically, we just change the color of that background for each of these to add rarity to what's going on and have them on different paper. So you have maybe cracked ices out of one color. Maybe we have a different color for, or a different parallel for what's going on. But this is what we got going on right now. Where's this? Let me do this. I busted the screen over here on the stream. Okay, so now it's better. So this looks really cool. I think this is a good spot for this. The question is, can we tweak this so we can have an autograph on it without it looking weird? Like, honestly, what Panini would do is they would do new smart object via copy. What's up, Graphic Dan? Happy for you to join along. So what Panini would do is Panini would just go like this. They would make a gradient layer of white to white. Just like this. Why can't, okay, I was like, why can't I not just edit this? Panini would do this. They would go like this and go, yoink. And they would say, here you go. Here's your Prism Auto. I don't know where his autograph is, but bam, there. Now we have an autograph. An autograph card. Save. And then go back. And then go here. And then boom, magic save. But our mask is super broken. So we'll duplicate the mask, new mask, via copy. Take this, and all I really need to do is I need to grab that gradient layer. That looks so much different. It's the same thing. Gradient layer, and paste it on this new mask here. Paste, and then hit save. And then when we go back to our mockup, oops, not that mockup, this mockup, we now have a autographed version of the card on holographic, which I feel like is like sort of a cheesy, cheating way to do things, but it works for Panini. So, you know, if it works for them, it can work for me for what we're doing here, because this is just a concept to get something approved to then make this card. So the smart objects are updating right now. Right here. Like that. I mean, that doesn't look bad. I think it looks better than what a lot of other, like, kind of what Panini does on some stuff where they just draw, like, a box and blur it. This actually kind of fits into it. And maybe we can make it cooler. Maybe, maybe not. I'm trying to think of what we can do. Because we can take this, put it into a group, and then I can take, like... I'm just going to grab these Princeton stripes because they're here and convenient. And kind of go like this, and then grab this. And then invert it, and go like that. Invert it. But I also need to grab this, and I need to remove this background. I don't think this is going to work how I want. It'd be sort of like this, but not really. I know what I need to do. I need to take this, duplicate it, turn it into a smart object, hide this real quick, copy this, keep this on here, go down here, then mask it, and then invert it. So it's like that, but then get rid of this. Because I want it like this. This is what I want it to look like. It's just not doing exactly what I thought it would. I thought I just broke things. I did not. Why is that? Oh, no. Oh, I need to go like this, and then go like this, and then hit this button. What does this look like? I like it. Clear space for an auto. It shows different non-auto. If I'm opening the pack, I can see white size on a slow reveal. Yeah. And we can add something to the edges too, theoretically. Oh, this isn't what we want. We want the color fill. See, we can do something like that, where it's like these tiger stripes in the background, and then you sign on top of it. You're just going to have to use different color ink. Let me actually grab the auto from this, because it doesn't need to go on here. Go back to the color fill layer. Paste it on here like this. And then just give this like color overlay of black. Kind of like that. But then we go like this and we say if the current layer is white, we go like this. I can't do that because of this. You can do it now. And then turn this on. So then you just sign it in black or something like that. And then it's got some cooler stuff behind it. Reminds you of Class of 2024 Bowman Draft Insert Auto. See, I don't like that. I don't want it to look like something. Bowman Draft Insert. Baseball? Or what? Let me look on eBay. Class of 2024 Bowman Draft Insert. Oh, like this? Okay. Is this what you mean? If you think it looks like this, that's fine. That's just because of the shape of the Auburn logo, and that's not a problem at all. Kato TTV, thank you for the follow. Oh, no, like it has big text. Is it not this card? Is it a different card? Is it baseball? It has a CRT-like design. Dang it, what are we copying? What are we copying on accident? Baseball. Baseball 2024 draft insert. Like there's this, which doesn't look anything like what we're doing, which is good. Is it this in tune? I kind of want to message Chase Burns and see if he wants to do a card too. It doesn't look like that. It can't be that. I don't want this to look like anything. It needs to be unique. Okay, so let's go back into this Who's What's It and delete all the garbage I just did because it looks bad. Now that wouldn't look bad in the background. Really subtle. Does that look good? Let's see what that does. Doesn't look too bad there. Adds a little bit more shine through it. That's fine. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and flesh out some parallels of this. And then we can get this ready for a pitch deck. That's what they're called. So what color should we do? That's the next question. We got orange as our base. And one thing we could do is we could honestly, we just treat this as a parallel. So like, hide this, put this here, and then hide that. Class of 23 Bowman insert. 2023 Bowman insert. Class. I spelled it wrong, but it's fine. Oh, this? Okay. I'm fine with that assessment. If I added these lines, it really would look like that. Like, a lot. Let's do a couple things. The main design is where it's at. what we're going to do, though, is I didn't do any sort of effects or anything to Pettiford here. So we're going to do that. We'll grab the color fill here and make this the same. Where'd it go? Okay. Paste that on here. Set this to color, overlay, color. Grab this, select, modify, contract. We'll do 1 pixel. Is 1 pixel enough? Delete this. He does look really goofy in this photo. So then this should be properties, feather it like 3.5. Is this doing anything? Yes, this is barely doing something because we can't see anything because of this. This will help. Okay, we can see up there now what's going on. Okay, we're going to go to adjustments. We're going to up this here. We're going to go like this. We're going to copy that. So this is going to brighten out the edges of him. We're going to go like this just a little bit. We're going to do some just really quick coloring. Okay, so we're going to delete this. We're going to invert this. Oops, we're just going to give this a blank thing here. Okay. So I'm going to go in here with like 20 and 20%. Thing I don't want caps on. And we're going to paint. We're going to paint around to add some orange fringe to this. And what I should do is spend a lot of time really going in here and sort of really finessing how this looks. But any is going to be better than none. Just going to add a little bit like that. I'm going to give him like just a glow of white. What is that going to look like? That doesn't look terrible. It's kind of generic. Oop, don't want to do that. I want to use the other color, but the gradient tool is super broken in Photoshop. So we'll go like this, get rid of it down there. He's got a little bit of effect to him now, which is better. I think what we can do too is we can give him a little bit of an exposure of like negative 0.25 to darken him up a little bit, and then give him a little bit of a color balance to add a little bit of yellow to the highlights. I think that's what I want to do actually. I don't want him to be completely orange. This is just making him orange. What is making him just orange? This is just making him orange. I think that's good. Save. Right, you have a technical question. When providing a card design file to the printer, how do you organize the file in order for the card finished foil press to come out the way it's supposed to? The way I do it, I showed when things froze. I have everything lined up in Photoshop in this template file, essentially. So we're starting off with this paper. This is the paper we're printing on. So I give them the 2 files. I give them the white mask file, which looks like this. So they'll print this white mask file down. This is one separate file. And then this file on top, which basically is multiplied on top of that because it doesn't print. The ink is semi-transparent. Depending on the printer is going to depend. So like I showed, which you guys might have seen, might not have, because things might have broke. Like I have, for the date and 6 cards, I had individual PDF files sent. So I sent them 3 different files. I sent them the fronts, the masks for it, which is actually a spot color white. This is different than what I sent them. And then the backs, which are flipped and reversed, and basically said, here are your CMYK PDF files. They actually, the printer I went with, they printed the fronts and backs at the same time. So it'll go through and print white and the back and the fronts all at the same time. If you are doing a spot foil, it would be the same thing. This white mask layer would just be on top of this with a holographic on top. And that might be best as a vector file, depending on what it is. I don't have a good example of that, but I know on... But it would just be a separate vector file with a specific spot color applied to it, essentially. And then the printer would know what... the printer would know what spot file that would be. Because that's what we did for... when I worked at a... let me just hit a couple buttons real quick, sorry. Boo boo. So I worked at a company where we could print sort of like a bumpy vinyl or a bumpy clear coat. So what that would do is it would have basically just our regular print, and then it would go back and print on top just sort of this, what is the, can't think of the word. It was just like a clear finish that would like be like embossed essentially. Just adds another layer of thickness. I don't think I have an example of it here. Let me look for one thing. I don't think they're in here. I think these are all just stuff. Like this is you might not be able to see it well on here. This is like a Florida State box we sent when they got a new coach. But on here, it's got a design, but you can see very subtly there's a pattern texture on top of this that you can barely catch in the light. So it has that all around it. So that's a separate layer. So it just prints a clear on top of it. And I've got this in the very back. So it was when Mike Norvell went there. We printed these off to like welcome the coach, to be like, hey, come work with us. So we sent a bunch of these out to new coaches to try and drum up new business, which was cool. So we could fake the numbering. I'd probably put them on the back, which we don't have. Like that's the thing. I can mock up all these cards, and it's like there's no back though. So like. That's not good. But they would go on there somewhere. The back for this card, I know how it would kind of look. But if we make it, I'll add that there. But for now, let's make some parallels. So we're going to save this how it is. I just need to figure out what colors we want to do now. And what I will probably do is have this specific tiger stripe as a parallel. And then we'll add something else down there. Maybe it might just be colored or a different texture. It can be whatever we want. So we're going to save this so we have this file. We have all this basically housed in this template now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a different thing. This is awful. My brother just keeps sending me random crap. I'm on a different file. So I have a different mockup file I kind of already set up. I think it's on here. Oh, here's some cards I've designed. It's not that. It's not what I want. This would work. But it's not the examples I want to show. I can't see anything. All right, it's on my laptop. But my laptop is right here, so. The cool thing, the thing about stamping is, I don't know what the extra cost is for it, but I have that built into the quote I have from the printer, which is good. Because honestly, I feel like the quote I have from the printer and how I want to do everything is exactly what Panini would do, which is what I want. I want the cards to be the exact quality. Chris, welcome back. This is what the card looks like. Hopefully it is to your expectations of how this card should look. We have an autographed version, and then we have a non-autographed versions. This is not autographed, and then this is the autographed version. So you just toss it down here. Except we probably want to get rid of that, so we should fix that. So what is that on? Is it not? It's not here though. Why is it showing up? Is it? It's from this? Is it because it's a slight blur? That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. Maybe it's because there's like grain on it. Oh, I guess it's like that on here. Oh, it's because I need to put that above it. That's all. I need to put this above the swooshes. There. Okay, now it's better. All right, I'm just looking for a quick file on this computer. I thought of examples. Great. Copy. And let me just paste this to my computer. Gonna be like, do you want to override something? And I'll be like, oh, where is it on my computer? Oh, here you go. It's copied from my MacBook Air. Take 55 seconds. You also missed out on like 2 computer freezes, which was fun. So my computer froze randomly for no reason. Decided to get really upset. But I am dual streaming. I don't know how many people are watching on Twitch. It's not a lot. But that's fine. Welcome in. Okay. So after this finishes in 45 seconds, we're gonna make some parallels, and then we'll be pretty much good. Nice little 2.5 hour session today. Questions, comments, concerns from you guys. You guys want to see more Obi Toppin cards? What do I have lying around? What do I have within arm's reach? I don't think I have anything in there. This is taking too long to copy. I am streaming. I'm only using 49% of my CPU though. It's good to know my computer's good enough. Show the Obis. What do you want to see? No, not those. Hey, here. Nothing wrong. Not those. Here you go. Here's a random stack. Oh, Knicks jersey? Hold on. Let's see if this. I can get this to work. Uh-oh. Oh, I unplugged my camera. Hold on. No, I didn't. How did that unplug? Whoops. Well, we broke the camera somehow. Let's see, I should be able to fix that. There we go, we're back. So I can do this without stretching it. Here you go. It's a game worn Obi Toppin jersey. Chilling. Casual. To be fair, most of my Obi Toppin cards are Knicks jerseys. Where's that stack? Here you go. These aren't all one-on-ones. I don't know where all my one-on-ones are. Let me show you something else too. As long as I can get this to not break. Let me try something else. I think I can do this. Give me one sec. We're having some fun on stream. use my phone, which is really nice. Here are my cards. These are my cards. These are all Obi Toppin cards. Every single one of these are Obi Toppin cards. Every single one of these are Obi Toppin cards. These are all my graded Obi cards. There's casual blank slate. Casual 1 of 1 from Select. What are these? Oh, these are all also Obi Toppin cards. I feel like Flawless. Here's a bunch of Flawless. So yeah. Those are yeah, you probably do. If you follow Obi Toppin Collector on Instagram, that's me. Which means you've seen most of these cards. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. Does that look bad? No, it kind of does. I don't like that string down there. We can probably fix it. Obi the Goat. To be fair, I bought one of my buddy's collections and bought all of his Obi Toppin cards, which has doubled my collection instantly. Do I need to fix that? It's probably fine. Okay. So we're going to open up whatever I just put to my desktop. These are the examples of the Andrea or Alexandra Botez that I put on here. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to go in here and we're going to edit all of these. We're just going to paste whatever we have from here into there. So let's do the autographs first. We don't need to make this. We can make it blue like that. So we'll take these, copy, and paste. And this is just a regular parallel. Let's grab the fun wavy parallel because we can. So that's going to update here. But we don't want the base card. Shoot. Yeah. I think I need to rasterize these. And then delete these. Save. Don't make me save it as a PSB file. All right, hold on. That's really annoying. So I need to replace this contents with the PSB file. That is now saving right here and go like that. And then it will be in the card. And then it will be in the card. All right, so here's the card. So then we update that, and it'll update here. And these are all separate, so we can change it. So what do we want the base card to be is the question. I don't think we want it to be the tiger stripe, to be honest. If we want it to be, if I'm buying a card and it has a tiger stripe on it, I'm hoping it's a short print. I mean, that's just what Panini does. It's a short print. So if we get rid of that and just make it orange, and I would probably want to make it orange and have some sort of texture to it, like a tiger stripe, which is why we did it. But we can have white tiger, we can have regular tiger. See, some of this doesn't read as well underneath anymore, but we'll save this and see what is going on. So we got, shoot, I need to quit out of this and quit out of this because I need to do the edits here. Yeah, white's usually a good base card. I'll see what that looks like. Or just no color. Let's see what that looks like first. So it would look like this, which looks really, really weird. But we know it's going to look different here. And it's going to look different here. You just can't read, you can't read the word at the bottom. A lot of stuff becomes completely illegible. So how can we fix that? Yeah, that's not going to work for this. I have an idea of what we could do too now that we're done making this card. We could do this. And go like this and take the background and go like that. And then this breaks out from that. I just need to move the logos and stuff. And his name up. And really I'd put his name like there on the auto. Let's just give him not that big of a... Let me delete this. I have the border here. This border is already here. I just need to make the stroke of this less. Let's make it like 75. Oh, I need to make it 75 on top of what it already is. Like if we just do like this. But if I do that, it breaks for some reason. If I convert this to a smart object, I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. I want to rasterize this layer. Rasterize. How can I not rasterize this layer? That doesn't make any sense. Can I do that? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to do this. Get rid of that border. We're going to border up like that. So we got a little bit of an edge. But it still looks nice. So we'll save that. That'll update here. So it has a little bit of an edge to it, which is kind of nice. Do we like this better than what we had before? This, I feel like, gives it a little bit more of a card feel. It might actually give it even more of a card feel if we just straight up go like... Hold on. We just straight up go like this. Is that what I was pasting? We go like this and give it a border and give it a white border. Crap, I gotta cut that out of it. Or don't I? Yes, I do. I need to remove this from it. Invert. I need to do that. Okay, yeah, I did it here. I didn't look at it here. So this, I think, might look good. Where it has a slight white border, but this breaks out of it. It gives it a little bit of an edge. Can't really read his name. I might just want to make his name white. Do I have his name's white on these cards I made? Yeah, you can't really beat white names. We'll do a white name with a border. So instead of having it like this, we'll do something a little bit different. So this is what these tests are for. So this can stay the same. It's in here. I need to edit this. Where's the text? Okay, here's the text. I need to make this a fill of... Oh, I just need to make this regular text. I'm overthinking it. Boom. Okay. So then this should swap at the bottom. It's not going to do it here. It's going to do it here. And that looks good and is legible. I like this better. Hopefully you like it better too. So then we save this and we go back here. So this is then card number 1. Okay, so this is the card. This is what the card looks like. And I probably want to put under here. I know Tyson Beck does that. Tyson cards over here. No, it's not that. It's in a different case. I have one right here. This is the Topps 2020 card. It'll probably say something different. It doesn't have it on here. I think it's on his regular cards, like his name on there more apparent or something like that, or you know, Tyson Beck and me. So it'd be like, but this is good. Maybe I put Auburn Tigers underneath it if I can use the Auburn Tigers name. Okay, so card 1 we have ready to go. We just want to get rid of. We want to get rid of the texture and just make it orange. I want to make it orange. The issue here trying to do all this stuff is it just takes forever to update. Almost there. You can get your steps in. All right, where's the disconnect here? Is it this? I have to redo all of that? No, I just have to go in here and just turn this off. Okay. What's the trouble sometimes of having so many smart objects is figuring out where things go. And I don't like how this looks with the lava lamp. Let's put something else under here. Do we have something open already? Let's just use, I'm gonna just sort of default use the silver parallel, just so it's simple and we can fix it later and change it. It's making things look green now, of course, though, because it's overlaid on top. It realistically wouldn't. I think I can fix that a little bit. Let me just quit out of that. Quit out of that. I think I just need to go like this, duplicate this, and set this to color. And set it to like 5%. I think this is a little bit more realistic as to what would happen. So now we have card 1. Just an orange parallel, which is good to go. What we want. Save that over here. And that should update here once it saves. And then we can just go and basically rinse and repeat for the other 4. And then just change whatever the parallel is. So that's card 1. So this is going to be card 2. So I need to go in here. We just need to steal all this stuff. Steal this stuff. Go in here. Go to this card. Delete this. Delete, delete. Ah, it's already in there, so it's fine. Okay, so what color should we make this? If we do an orange one, we theoretically should probably do a blue one. But I don't know how dark that's going to be. This actually looks pretty sick. What I theoretically would do is swap all the colors on it. Make a completely different card. But this looks cool. So save that, go back. We just need to add this border to the non-autograph card now. Yeah, see, that looks cool. Let me get rid of this because it's shining. Let me just delete this. It's making me save this out again because it's too big of a file because of a bunch of stuff on it. This blue card does look really nice though. You don't need this anymore. Oh, I have to go in here and replace the contents because everything broke. So I have to grab card 12 now. Should update automatically though and be in there and look good. And then we'll get that saved over here. In our chess example, PSB file, I gotta change that so it says Tahaad Pettiford. Petty examples. Whatever. Do you want to make this this needs to be a slightly bigger file. Okay, so this card copy, we need to do the same thing on. Delete these, paste this, go ahead and take these. We can probably just rasterize these layers. Cancel. Hate that. I knew it was going to do that. Alright, so we've got blue. Let's go in here. And we can make this the tiger parallel. Let's not make it tiger yet. Let's make this gold. For gold, I've been using, I think, hue of 50, saturation 100, brightness 100. No, it can't be 50. Oh, it's 42 is what I've been using. We just sort of fake the gold on it. So we have our gold out of 10. Gold out of 10, theoretically. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it on these. Okay, so it's a hue of 4200 and 100. We're going to change these to match. Which I think Auburn would definitely hate, using their logo as a different color. But it's going to look really cool. What is this, a Michigan card? Get this out of here. See, look at that. Got our gold. I need to see if this, the funny thing is, if this was just a PSB file for all of them to begin with, it'd be fine. I think I flattened things. What are you trying to, what is happening? I want to save this. Just save it to my desktop. Gold. I have to go back here and... Am I going crazy? Am I saving this as a Photoshop document this whole time? Jeez. Why doesn't it just fix that? Why doesn't it automatically change to the file I want that it's suggesting? Save. Go back to here, which didn't save because I didn't save it as a PSB file, but it's completely fine. This. So we've got these. So let me turn these back on. These are just sort of how the things are. So let's do Pettiford card concept. So we got our base out of 99, our blue out of 50, do our gold out of 25, which I think is fine. It's not how things work. That's how we're doing it. Theoretically in cards, that's not how things work. We'll take the gold out of 10 though, and we'll make this. Yeah, I make the rules, right? This is, I'm the captain now. So we'll make this the tiger version. Which should be easy. Listen, 25 is shorter than 50. That's all I'm saying. Hi, would you like to make this into a PSB file? Yes, I would, because you don't know how to, because these files are too big. Which doesn't matter, like, if I, the only reason I'm doing this is because if I'm probably gonna, I gotta make tweaks to these before I put them in the pitch deck. There's a couple things I'm probably gonna do to them. So I need to make sure that they are editable, otherwise I would just rasterize them. I probably did that with these. No, I didn't. I might have. I might have rasterized them out so they were smaller file sizes. I think I was moving it from one file to the next. So we'll save that. It should save to somewhere here. I have way too many files open right now. How much space do I have on my computer right now? Okay, still 200 gigs. That's good. It's not completely killing me. Let me just quit out of some of these. You don't need. That should be fine. That should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, so we got tiger out of 10, and then the black 1 of 1 will do a white tiger. Wait, paste. Rasterize. We'll just open this up, turn those tiger layers back on, and get rid of the background. Oops. Why is it so blue? Is that because of other things? Probably. I think it's because of one of these color lookups. Yeah. So what I'm going to do on this one is grab this background and add a little color lookup like that. And then I'm going to brighten these up a little bit. So I'm going to go like this. There we go. Because I really want the holographic to come through on this. Save. See if this works. Do I want to change this? I changed it on the gold. It's only on the gold though, because the gold's cool. If I made this white, I don't think it would look as good. I don't know what it's going to do. It's just going to say, hello, would you like to save as a PSB file? Yes, I would like to save as a PSB file. 101. Oh, it's not gonna like I put that slash in there. Can the prime time be black or does it disappear? I'll tell you what it does. You know what it does? It does this. Can you explain to stream why you don't like Elliot Cadeau? Because he's a dirty player. Is that what you wanted to hear? He's a dirty, dirty player. Especially when he plays against the University of Dayton. He's a dirty player. And he plays for that team up north. And I live in Ohio. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah, that does not look good. That looks really bad. I might change the other one to be orange and flip it. Maybe I make it orange. Maybe I just make it orange and white. But then is the white going to shine through? I guess we'll see. Yeah, it looks real bad. Good, now we know. Gradient map. Just change it here. Hey, welcome to the gradient map zone. Let's just get rid of that, and we're just gonna make this. Wait, can I just get rid of this gradient map and make it white? No. Pretty much, though. I'm not saying I strongly disagree with that. Yeah, exactly. Let's do this. You should be able to see this. Ooh, that is way too bright. I think we just have too many things on top of it. Let's do that. One more. I think this is a little high on the color dodge. Oh yeah, you know, we're here to experiment with things and see if something's going to look good or bad. In this instance, it looks terrible. But you never know if pineapple is good on pizza unless you put it on pizza, am I right? Alright, so if we do that, how crazy does this look? Doesn't look crazy at all. Oh, that's saving that, so I gotta relink the cart here. So I need to go to replace contents. I hate that so much. It's not done saving, so I gotta do it again. Replace contents. 1v1 card. 1-on-1 card. We're making it black. It's black 101. And this is gonna look sick. We go back here, we put the orange text back. No, we keep it like this. But then do I want to make these guys black and white? You know, do I do this? And it's the black 1 of 1. I think that might be good. Because it's gonna look like this. This looks kind of cool. I think that looks pretty solid. Because this is the black one we changed, so we're gonna replace the contents with the black 1 of 1 card that's not done. So I gotta do it again. Replace contents. Find the card on my desktop. Hit OK. I'm probably gonna change this back to be orange. But we'll take a look and see. So these are all the cards. So I think the only thing I really need to do is we need to go in here. And we need to change the inside of this to be orange and then change this to be white. Clicked on way too many things. I think I like how the blue looks there, but I want to see, can I just like do this really really easily. Will the gradient map do it better than anything else? This is gonna break everything. Drag this over. Drag this over a little bit more, like that. Just really faking the funk with this is what one of my old teachers would say. Go here, hide, click, click, U, click, click, enter, click, 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 double click, 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 enter, save, and go back. Do we like this better than the orange than this? I don't think we like it better than this. This or this? No, that doesn't look better. This looks better. Okay. So we got blue out of 50, gold out of 25, tiger out of 10, and white tiger 1 of 1. So these are the autos. So essentially what I need to do is take this and get rid of all the autos on it. Tahaad. Examples, W examples, win examples. And we'll save this to my desktop and see how large this file is. The dark looks, yeah, the dark looks better. I think these look good and give some variety for like, this is a really special card. This is a special card. This is cool how it looks. It was too much before. Question 2 though, do we want to change this to match this? Or make this white so it's different? Let's just look and see, again, how bad it looks. Should be a TikTok series. Does it look good or does it look bad? We'll know in a minute. It looks bad. Paste? No. Gradient map. Make this really white. See, this doesn't look bad so far. So far it looks fine. It's what happens if we do to the text. This I don't hate. I think I like the orange better. Let's put it in here and see what it looks like. Maybe I can just pull Twitter and pull Instagram and say what looks better. I think you can tell me right now what you think looks better. And I think I'll agree with you. Oh, we're in the wrong spot. That doesn't look bad. I'll ask Twitter. We'll figure it out from there. Okay. Let's grab this mock-up and let's put the actual... Do you want to put the first card in there, I guess? I kind of am upset there's no texture down here. I feel like I need to add something down there for texture. But that's not what we're doing here. I'm just gonna fix this. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the white looks bad. Here's the thing though, these cards are what the hobby needs. Yeah, like super hyper-specific personalized cards. There's our colors, which add rarity to it, but it's not insane. Yeah, there's better color contrast with orange. So save that, put this over here. So this will be what I can post later today. And I need to make this the actual auburn color. I do not have saved. Where is it at? Is it somewhere easily accessible? Like in Adobe Illustrator? Yes, it is. Okay, let me just grab this hex code real quick. There, that's better. Save. Cool. Here's the thing. Then the reason I want to work with someone in college is hopefully they're not going to want a ton of money up front, and they'll be fine with back end on it. Auburn would want money up front for me to use their license, which is probably fine. But if we think about this mathematically, let's talk this through. So these are the cards. Parallels. Let me just open up. Let's talk some math, and then we'll end this stream, because this has been a really good stream today. You guys came to a good one, especially those on Twitch who watched the same thing on Twitch, but you got to watch it for the first. This is the first stream on Twitch. This is fun. Okay, here's the untitled spreadsheet. Okay, so we got a 99, we got a 50, we got a 25, we got a 10, we got a 1. So that's 185 cards. 185 cards. So let's think about it this way. Let me pull the chat so you guys can see. Ditch the orange one altogether. Make the blue out of 99. Allows more collectors to have the best colorway. Sure. Let's talk about this. Okay. Let's do 2 ways of selling it. Mystery packs. So we got 185 cards. How much would you pay for an autograph of his? See, there's no blue tigers though. I get what you're saying though. I could add a rainbow in there. Really, whatever color he wants. A rainbow 1 of 1 tiger. So let's say we sell these for $40. Mystery packs. And let's do 50. Let's do 60. Let's do 70. And I think that's a little high. Oh yeah. Hold on, we'll get that. Let me look at the actual screen and go let me act like I know what I'm doing. Let's put it right here. There we go. Let's zoom in more. 225. No? 225? Okay. So let's say we do mystery packs of this. So if we sell 185 packs at $40, that's $7,000 made from this. Let's say I get 20%. And then he gets 80%, which is pretty good. Like, that's a lot of percent for him to get. So then I get this times 0.2. And then he gets this times 0.8. So basically he's getting $5,000 for something like this. That's just with those specific cards. If we add in all of the base cards too of this, which would be another 185 cards, so actually would be 370 cards, and the mystery packs would be a lot cheaper because you don't know what you're getting. So if we do it at $40 a pack, I get $3,000, he gets $12,000, which seems pretty solid for basically signing some cards. But, you know, I don't know what he would want. So that's why in a lot of these, I've been pitching like 2 all autographs, so you could have a higher price point of like $60. I make $4,000, he makes this. And I gotta make sure this $4,000 covers my costs for this many cards too, because I don't think this is close to just me breaking even. But he gets $17,000 if they all sell. But if you sell them at $50 each, you're getting an autographed card of his out of 99 or fewer for $14,000. You would think that's a pretty solid deal and easy to get. And that's with only autos. He basically just has to sign 400 cards. What is that? He's getting... That's $40 a card. Oh, yeah, that's $40 a card, which is a ton. If he's signing with Panini, I can't remember what Panini paper auto, but that sounds like he makes more than if he had exclusive auto within that stage. I don't know. I know Ben Kurt said something like he was getting paid $4 an auto because he was a late round draft pick. But even if he's getting, if I offer him $20 an auto, that's what? $7,000. And if that's all I pay him, then I get, 11 grand, which sounds great for me. Sounds great for him. I could even split this up to make it a little bit easier on me, where I get 30%, he gets 70, he still gets 13 grand. I get a little bit more money, make sure my front end is done and well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send off this pitch deck. I'm not going to include any numbers in it. I'm just going to include what I have on here. That way I can gauge out that number at first and see what would happen with that. But with that, I'm going to get this posted. Should I post the orange and blue one? I'll just post this. This will be fine. I'll make different ones for each one. Well, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to call it there. This was a good 2 hours and 45 minutes of time spent. I definitely would say. So hopefully you guys can join me next week. Again, I'm probably going to try and stream for 2 or 3 hours every Tuesday in the afternoon to do something just like this. Keeps me getting creative and stuff like that, and I think this looks cool. I'll be asking for new suggestions on Sunday, so get thinking. I think I'm going to keep sticking to college players for now. So keep suggesting college players just because I think they'll be easier to work with, hopefully. Licensing might be more of a pain in the butt. But really, honestly, if this was unlicensed, all I would have to do is scrub the Auburn logo, the SEC. I mean, I'll have to scrub some of these logos anyway. But just get rid of these, like these 3 logos. Everything else can stay the same. The design will be fun and be completely fine with that. But keep those people in mind. If you like sports cards and stuff, it's great if you can share these videos with your friends. I'm trying to grow this name, so when I do drop a card and want $50 for it, knowing I'm not getting a lot of that, we can sell out. This guy, I picked Tahaad because he's going to be a first-round draft pick next year, so like Auburn fans are going to want his cards. Also, if he doesn't have any Auburn cards, like this is easy peasy. I just need to make sure Auburn doesn't have an exclusive deal with Panini or stuff like that, which I don't think they do. But I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for hanging out and joining me today. I will see you guys next time, and I'll keep you guys updated this week on what's going on with my designs. But I'll see you guys later.